Welcome to the lair of the Batty Boffin.
Hi there Batty fans, it's time for a little bit more work on indices with the Batty Boffin. Now I've listed down on here the laws of indices that I've gone through in some earlier videos. If any of these do not look familiar, check out some of the other videos where I go through them more slowly. Now I've listed out the ones here that are used for standard level GCSE. If you're doing higher, then there's another one. So by all means watch this, but go and watch some other later ones as well where I stick in the ones with fractional powers, which you'll need for higher. But for the moment, we're going to look through simplifying things using these laws of indices. We have got n to the power a multiplied by n to the power b. So when you're multiplying two things, we add the powers. When we are dividing the two numbers, we subtract the powers. When you're powering them, we go down to multiply. Negative powers are fractions. Anything to the power 1 is itself, and anything to the power 0 is 1. Here's how we use them. We've got this complicated looking thing here, and we're going to simplify it. Okay, what we've got is a multiplied thing on the top, and this, remember, fraction is a divide. Okay, so we're going to be using this one and this one here. So for start, I'm going to do the tops, I think. I'm going to leave 2 to the power 4 on the bottom. We've got 2 to the power 3 times by 2 to the power 5. So I'm using this one here. That will simplify down to 2 to the power of, well, 3 plus 5, that's 8. 2 to the power 8 divided by 2 to the power 4. So now I'm going to use this one. And that simplifies down to 2 to the power of, we subtract the powers. 8 take away 4, that's 4. Now we could work that out to a number, because 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16. That comes out to 16. But normally on these you just leave it in a power format. If the question says work it out as a number, then work it out as a number, but that's just fine for here. Okay, so that's a very simple one there, just using these top two here. I'm going to wipe down the board, and then you're going to have a go at a few yourself. See you in a minute. Right, here are a couple for you to have a look at. Remember, you don't have to do this all in one great big thing. You can simplify the top and then simplify the bottom and then simplify those two together. So just take each bit one step by one step. We've got a negative power down here. Don't worry about it, just treat it exactly the same. By the way, if you're not happy with adding and subtracting positives and negatives, check out some other Batty Boffin videos. We've got a whole load featuring the naughty number nicker on how to add, subtract, multiply and divide positives and negatives. But for the moment, have a go with these two and we'll go through them together in a minute. Right, let's look at the purple one. So, simplifying just the top bit, we have 6 to the power 3 times by 6 to the power 2, and that simplifies to 6 to the power of, we add the powers, 5. On the bottom, we've got something very similar. 6 to the power of, and again, we add them, we've got a 9 there. So now we've got to divide some. 6 to the power 5 divided by 6 to the power 9, which means we subtract the powers. So that simplifies down to 6 to the power of, and then it's the top take away the bottom, so 5 take away 9. 5 take away 9, negative 4. And just to simplify that a little bit more, we're going to apply this one, where negative powers are fractions. So that becomes 1 over 6 to the power normal 4. Okay, so that's the first one. Now for the green one, very similar. So that is going to simplify on the top. 7 to the power of 3 plus 8. 3 plus 8 is 11. 7 to the power of 11. You don't have to know what that is. It's a huge number. And down here, again, 7 to the power of, now watch the negative number here. 4 plus negative 6. 4 plus negative 6. Negative 2. Okay? Now let's combine these, and again, watch the negative. So that will combine to 7 to the power of, when we're dividing the numbers, we subtract the powers. So we've got 11 take away negative 2. I'm just going to write that down. The powers are 11 take away negative 2. hopefully you might recognise that as same as 11 plus normal 2. That comes out to 7 to the power 13. Now that was a little tricky because of the negatives in there, so if you didn't get that, check out the Batty Boffin videos on adding and subtracting positives and negatives. Okay, so that's 11, take away negative 2. That's like somebody is stealing your debt. They're taking away a negative number, which is the same as adding a positive. 11 take away negative 2 is positive 13. Okay, right, if you were happy with those, then I'm going to do some more difficult ones, kind of a bit longer, these in later on videos, particularly if you are doing higher level GCSE or something equivalent to whatever country you come for, where we not only deal with the negative powers of fractions, but we also deal with the fractional powers of roots. So if that's an appropriate level for you, I'll see you in those videos. Bye for now, Batty fans.